Good morning and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. Our producer is Nick Steffens, and our publisher is Matt Bryant, and we're part of the Southeast Iowa Union. Today, our guest will be Fire Chief Brendan DeLong. He's here in studio with us, and we are going to talk all things pancakes, fundraisers, and we have props. Looking forward to that conversation. Nick, any news to speak of since we had our last show?
No. I don't know what I've done other than sit on the couch when I've gone home.
Oh, that's nice. I had a landfill meeting today and talked a little bit about that. Lots of birds. I mean, my takeaway from the landfill meeting is on my drive, there are lots of birds. Old 92, there's like dead animals and then the carrion that's like picking at them, and I'm
a great morning view.
Dispersing them as I drive.
Mm-hmm.
32 degrees and partly cloudy, so just kind of a day.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the one news is I finally registered my car on the final day before.
Cutting it close.
Yeah, kind of really close.
Courthouses were closed for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah, and I did not do that math. But anyway, that kind of sucks that you pay money to buy a car, and then it's like, you had to pay a couple extra $100 again.
I think that goes to things.
Well, yeah, but I'm still mad about it.
Yeah, we're in government over here, so I don't know what to tell you. Hey, we're going to do our police report. We've covered the weather, and then we're looking forward to going to break so we can come back and talk with Chief DeLong about the Pancake Day. Since we last spoke, there have been 38 calls for service, 5 in the category of traffic, 4 in welfare, 3 all other offenses, 2 sex offender registrations, 2 harassment, 2 911 hangups, 2s and 1s for the animal fraud, trespass, so on and so forth. Let's do the review. We have not a lot of activity, as I recall, a few animal things.
We had 2 days ago, it was only 11 calls, which is I think might be a record low.
Yeah, things calmed down a little bit. Caller request to speak with the deputy regarding issues he's having with his son, destroying property at the residence and stealing food. 92.7 responded. The son was gone prior to arrival. Caller was given options such as the eviction process.
Was he taking snack breaks during the destruction?
Well, it sounds like this might be an adult son, and there's some things to work out. Some of my fondest memories are living at home as an adult than having to adult. Hey, we have a person at the bar on the north side of town who is on probation and is drinking and is not supposed to be. 103 responded and
come on, he's just trying to have a good time.
103 responded and spoke with the caller, who advised the person had already left. And then finally, in these 11 calls for service, we had a report of a suspicious vehicle driving around the area for the last hour. 9221 responded and spoke to the driver. No issues.
Just cruising.
Just cruising.
Just cruising.
I appreciate your take on the police report. Clarifying. Next day, we have some animal things. First report is of a deer in the roadway on the north side of the quarry. Down in Kelowna, we had a cow out near the road. On South Avenue B, we had a report of a caller taking their mother's... Oh, wait. Yeah, this is like Halcyon. Caller reports a subject has taken mother's car and has not returned it. 111 responded, this is a civil matter. They will ask her to return it and call back if she does not. Caller asked if the officers would attempt to locate it. This is like elderly abuse.
Yeah, from
at least taking advantage of the borrowing of the car. We have a report of a downed line over part of the road. This was on Polk Street. It was a phone line that got resolved. And I don't think there's much else going on. Some text messages. Welfare check on child who's with father. He's sending the caller some strange text messages, and she believes he may be intoxicated. 9213 responded. No one was at the residence. So nothing to report there. Fairly quiet.
Yeah. Is there any local events coming up?
That's an excellent question. We don't have the chamber local events. If you have a local event, you can put that in the chat and we will mention it. You can also put your birthdays in the chat, your anniversaries. You can email washialive@gmail.com if you have anything that you'd like us to know. That's also where we send our content and our guest suggestions that we have on the show. So any local events that we need to know about, promo them in the chat.
Because we don't know any.
Well, I should. Maybe we'll find those out over the break. I'll take a quick look at the chamber upcoming events to see what's going on. Hey, we're going to go to break. When we come back, Chief DeLong will be right here on Washington Live.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Andrea. Why did the bicycle fall over? It was too tired.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm Jaron, that's Nick, and this is Fire Chief Brendan DeLong. Hey, Chief.
Hey, glad to be here. Thank you again.
Well, welcome back. You reminded that since you've been, there's a few changes to the studio.
Yeah.
We have a light. Mm-hmm. We have a bladeless fan.
Very bright lights.
This is true. And sometimes when the show is done, I have some work to do, and Nick just leaves it on, and I forget, and it's...
Thanks. I got to get up, and I got to walk and shimmy behind the chairs, and it's a lot of work.
Got
a lot of wires.
Yeah.
Well, we will focus, and I will try hard. Brendan and I can get a little distracted sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're here today to talk about the pancake event and its success. What the fundraiser and those funds that come from the pancake feed go to, and then maybe just even a little history of it. So let's start with that. How long has Pancake Day been happening?
Well, as long as I can remember, it's been about 50 years. Some of the old timers on the department talk about it going on for 50 years ago. Possibly sooner than that, as far as I can remember. I do know this is the third fire station that it's been in.
So this would be Station 3, then the original would be Station 2, and then is it the Blair House?
The old Blair House, there used to be a fire station there back in the 60s, I think.
I just saw a picture of that yesterday with Councilor Galt's departure. He's kind of going through things and finding all these antiques and photos, and I saw a picture of the Blair House fire station.
It's kind of a written staple in the community, and everyone looks forward to it in January. It's been the same time as far as I can remember too, the second Wednesday in January, lunch and supper.
Well, I remember eating the pancakes for years, but just having helped the last 2 years. What are some of the changes that you've seen and some of the improvements? And we have some photos to show if you pull those up, but what things have you seen in your time that are different and new?
Well, compared to the old station, obviously we have a lot more space. It used to be in the old station, people would wait outside. The line would be clear to in the winter into the church across the street, and around the corner and up the block. In the winter, it'd be snowing, raining. So now with the bigger station, we can put everybody inside.
And that's why there's that kind of open area without the tables and chairs, because people can wait where it's kind of all around. Yeah.
And before in our old station, we had to set up these great big hoods that have this big hood system to take all the smell and all the stuff out. Now we don't have to do that. We built that into the station when the station was built. So those are some nice changes that I've seen. A lot more space. That's the biggest thing.
One thing I didn't realize behind the scenes is how much work goes into the setup, because you have the day on Wednesday, but Monday is like a setup day, right? Mm-hmm. Tuesday is the sausage day.
The sausage day. Yep.
And the machines that make these patties are insane.
Yeah.
Because they're up on scaffolding, and you feed the meat in, because it's all fresh, which I think is great. It's from, where did the sausage come from?
We did it in Packwood. Packwood Locker did the sausage for us this year. Yep. They just grind it up, though, and like you said, we patty it all ourselves.
Well, I was told, I was like, what did you do pre pre-machine, and apparently it was
with an ice cream scoop,
and then like boards,
a big
right?
long 2x4. You put them all out and on a big thing, you just squish it with a 2x4. And we did a lot of that. This year we had 14 hogs that we had done.
That is,
and I don't know how many
lot.
pounds of meat they told me, and I can't remember, but it's a lot, and it takes about 4 hours with machines. 2 big machines now, and I can't
and
imagine
they're
what it
pumping
took
out a patty.
beforehand. Yeah. Yeah.
Like every time, and then you're feeding the machine.
Yep.
And
And there's somebody that's taking the paper and put the paper down. There's somebody that's taking the racks to the freezer. There's someone that's catching the patties. I mean, it's a very organized operation.
it takes like 18 people.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I had a privilege to help out, and as Chief DeLong mentioned, you're on a full sheet pan.
Mm-hmm.
You fill the sheet pan, you put a parchment or a plastic down, another sheet, and you're doing how many layers? Is it like 5 or 6?
6 layers high, and
Nick,
it
it
goes
is-
6 by 7.
It is an
Yeah.
operation that will blow your mind. And this is the first year you mentioned. Typically, you have a little extra meat and then you sell it. It's part of the fundraiser. No extra.
None this year. Nope. We typically, we try to have a little bit extra so we can sell it to some of the firemen. Want to buy some of it when it's over, and then if the firemen get it, then we offer it to the public. And in the past, we have given some to the public, but this year we cooked everything. We didn't have anything
That is
left.
impressive.
So
and how many people? So the number served was,
2,400.
which is up a couple hundred, I believe.
Last year was 2,200.
Well, that is wonderful. People are out and about.
Yeah.
More people at lunch or at night?
I would say night. Night is a lot busier. Supper or lunch, we serve probably around 800-900.
Okay.
And supper will double that.
That makes sense.
And the change is too, you speak of that, is more takeouts. We've done a lot of takeouts.
You added a griddle to the takeout.
We added a griddle to the takeouts this year. We did about 600 takeouts at lunch, and only 300 people sat down at lunch this year.
Really?
So we have a lot of big businesses that will call in and ask for like 42 meals. They'll buy meals for everybody that works for them, or they'll buy 100 meals.
That is a win-win. A win for
Yep.
them, win for the fire department, and for
Employee.
for the employee. Speaking of, so this is a fundraiser, but not for like the government, as we were talking about earlier. It's a fundraiser for, what's it go to?
It goes towards some equipment purchases for our firemen group. So
And is it like the volunteer?
we have our volunteer has our own association. So we have our secretary, treasurer, and that stuff like that. But we use this money to buy equipment that we need on our trucks for firefighting purposes. And I have a couple pieces here if you wanted to look at them. I don't know if you're showing it right now.
Lift it up a bit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's
So this right here is called a thermo imaging camera. We have 3 of these. This one's a brand new one. We bought this one and one other one this year, but these are $7,000 a piece. So
Well, and I said in jest, like, oh yeah, you could just toss it around, but of
Yep.
course it is durable. It
yeah,
can't
it's
drop.
super durable. When they came and showed it to us, the guy threw it across the floor and said, "See, you can do this. You can throw it across
Is
the
that
floor."
the one you buy? I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't know which one we bought, but he did. He threw it and chucked it across the floor.
Let's check it out. So here it is for
Yep.
everyone to see.
And it's very lightweight.
So there's a screen that you can view, and then there's the lens, I suppose.
Yep, and it just shows you the hot spots in a fire.
I was just
So-
going to ask, so what is the hot spot? So, for instance, why do you want to know the hot spots? What's the importance?
If someone calls in a smoke smell, the first thing we'll take in is this. We'll search. It'll show the walls. So if there's something burning inside the walls that we can't see, it'll show us the exact
Show through
spot.
that.
So we're not destroying your house when we get there looking for fire.
That makes sense. People
So we
would be
can
happy
find it
that
like this.
that exists.
So, and then even at a house fire, when the major fire is over and you're trying to find all the little hot spots and all the debris and rubble that's burned up, this will aid in that
So
tremendously.
for really hot spots, because there's a temperature fluctuation, are you using it to know where to go or where to direct water, or are you also using it where to not go when it's too hot?
We don't so much use it where to not go. The firemen that are in the fire, if something's on fire, they know when it starts to get too hot. They just kind of have a sense like, oh, it's getting a little too hot, we need to back out. So we don't use that. We use this more for what I call overhaul. So when the fire's out, we'll use that to find the hot spots and go right straight to it.
Well, interesting.
Yep.
And then I believe, so a major fire in Washington recently was at the Griner Buildings, the former library.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to putting that fire out and using multiple ladder trucks, I believe you use this on the other side of the building. Is that correct?
Yeah. So like I said, once you get the initial fire knocked down, this will take you right to, if something might be burning under a piece of wood or something that you don't see.
Because in the building adjacent, you don't want, there's building
Right.
attached to building attached to building. And I think I was told that you guys were in the other building
With
looking
these.
the
Yep.
other direction.
This will tell you a temperature. It'll show a temperature gauge. Like if it's 120 degrees or if it's 60 degrees, it'll show you what it's reading.
Well, fascinating. And how many variations? That is fairly small. I think I saw another one.
We've got 3 of these just like this, but they do make them bigger.
Oh no, the older one's quite large, almost.
Oh yeah, like we had a really old one. It was called a Carnes unit, but it was actually like a helmet you put on your head and walked around. You didn't even know where you were half the time.
That sounds like it would
And we
happen.
actually just they were running a program. We just got rid of that like 6 months ago.
Oh wow.
We weren't using it, but we still had it. So we got rid of it and upgraded to these smaller ones. We do have another one that's probably, about a foot.
It comes in a big case. It seemed to be large,
yeah. That one was outdated. We got rid of it. So we got just these small ones now, which are a lot handier. They clip right on their coats. They take it with them. So that was probably our biggest purchase from Pancake Funds from last year.
Well, and I think the association has helped out in other ways too with the building project, which was funded by a lot of different avenues. You also contributed to that in your kitchen outfit.
Our group contributed, I think it was right around $50,000 towards the building outfit.
Which I think is great.
Yeah, and that was
in.
bought with equipment. We bought stuff, chairs, tables, kitchen stuff. So, we contribute to that, and any other piece of equipment that we might need. Like this last year, we bought saws.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is that rescue or the engine one?
Fire engine one, saws, and it's just a chainsaw and leaf blower, for grass fires and just little equipment that we can help contribute to.
Well, that's perfect because, as mentioned with government, everything is budgeted and a little more strict, and needs pop up sometimes unexpectedly, and the association can kind of do that, as I understand.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate. So, anything that we can help with, we do. We use this for a little bit of everything. So.
Perfect. Well, we're going to go to break. I know we have another piece of equipment to demo, which is, I don't know if we can demo it, but it's the 4 gas meter. When we come back from break, we'll talk about that, and we'll put Brendan through the birthday game. If you have a birthday, anniversary, or local event, stick that in the chat or email washialive@gmail.com. We'll see you after the break.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm Jaron, that's Nick, and today we're with Chief Brendan DeLong.
Glad to be here.
Welcome back. So we have another piece of equipment to talk about, a little birthday game. This is
called the 4 gas meter. So it measures 4 different types of gas.
Which we confirmed what each are, because it gives you the
the levels on each one.
The H2S, the O2, and so we have methane, oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon monoxide.
Correct. Yep.
Has it always been a 4 gas meter, or was it used to be singular? Tell me what.
Oh, we've had both. In the last couple of years, we've upgraded to these 4 gas. Before, we've had just oxygen and carbon monoxide levels. This does everything. This one
has this on their person. The first one in, or what?
No, we carry this on engine 1 on our main primary response, and we also carry it on our technical rescue trailer. So this is used for if someone calls and says their carbon monoxide detector's going off. We'll use this to go in and see what the levels are, and see if the oxygen's being displaced or anything, and then also for technical rescue, trench rescue, you don't know what or confined space down in a manhole. You don't know what the air's like down there. So that's what we use these for.
What's the air like in this room? Does it share that it's 85 degrees?
No, it doesn't. Oxygen's 20.9, which is normal.
Awesome.
So, yep. And then everything else is 0, which is good, or we'd be having a problem.
I always get drowsy in here. It's weird.
Yeah. Carbon monoxide levels, 50, 60 parts per million is getting pretty dangerous. So.
And then how much does the oxygen vary? 20.9 right down the...
It's usually 20.8, 20.9. Yeah, that's pretty standard. It will go down if you're getting carbon monoxide in the building.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is this something that you've also purchased with the association funds?
Yeah. We've got, I think, 2 or 3 of these. Like I said, one on our technical rescue trailer, and then another one on engine 1. So previously we've just used, older 4-gas meters or older 2-gas meters even. So this also the flammable level. Someone calls and says, they smell gas in their building, house, or something like that. Take it in. So they are very safe. So they're built so like if someone's house is completely full of gas, this will not cause a spark and blow the house up.
Well, especially because hydrogen sulfide is a colorless, flammable, extremely hazardous gas with a rotten egg smell.
Yep.
That's why you want to know.
So exactly. So that's why we use these for. And these are probably used more than our thermoimaging cameras.
Good to know.
So we get a lot of carbon monoxide calls.
And a worthy thing to raise funds for. Of course, we were talking things pancakes, which are all done, but you have other fundraisers.
Oh yeah.
We have a dance coming up. Right?
We have a fire dance. Usually that's held in February, but I think this year we're moving to October. So we do a fire prevention week in October. We're going to do it at the end of fire prevention week.
And then there's a golf event.
There's a golf event in July. That is usually the last Saturday in July. And then we usually do like a raffle throughout the year for something, but those are our 3 main.
So other things to look forward to besides Pancake Day that have just been finished, but we'll have the golf event and the dance event coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the golf event's usually pretty good. It's held in Washington. That's be the next one coming up in July. Phil Morris, he kind of organizes that. So
we've got a lot of good people doing a lot of good things. And thanks to Andy Miller and Joe Redlinger for all of their work.
That's what I was just going to say. I have to give a shout out to those 2. They are the ones that organized our Pancake Day. And they are working on that thing for probably 2 weeks in advance. Selling tickets, getting the supplies ordered, getting the hogs to the Packwood locker. There's other people that help too, Vitatos, they donated some hogs to us. So, it's a community effort, and we appreciate everything.
It takes all of it.
Everybody does.
Well, thanks for coming on today to talk about it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Anytime.
And we're going to close out with the birthday game. As always, if you have a birthday, stick it in the chat or email washialive@gmail.com. I have birthdays to wish today to Mary Gail Lyons, to my Aunt Jean Johnson, and then I see in the list we have 2 former reporters for the Southeast Iowa Union that both have birthdays today, Gretchen Teskey and David Hodel. Happy birthday to all of you. And just 3, so our first birthday is Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah, Kevin Costner.
And we were all talking Yellowstone over the break, but we thought we'd save it. So you've seen every episode of Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
And there's a mid-season finale. That's exhausting.
I know, I cannot wait until summer. I don't know why they do that, but it makes me really mad.
And when summer is not great for more streaming for me, winter is a little slower.
Yeah, exactly. You're not sitting around watching TV in the summer.
But I have doubled down. 1923, 1886. You were freaking out about the fact that there's a big old family tree.
Yeah, it was a recommended from on YouTube about the Dutton family tree. And it was like a 20-minute video to tying in all of them. I was like, I've seen a couple episodes of Yellowstone. I feel like it came out 2 years ago maybe, and they've already have all this lore.
I think there's 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
I think we're on 4.
Yeah, and they're just cranking them out.
5.
Well, and Taylor Sheridan is gifted.
And he already has 2 other shows coming out as well.
Yeah, Tulsa King was one of them. Didn't realize it.
And then he has one.
Is another.
There's one about a CIA agent that's coming out soon.
He's done some movies that are very good. There's some simple pleasures with this stuff. Rising Up, and being successful. But anyway, so 1923, 1886, you asked which
I'm going
one
to have
better.
to watch those. Yeah, which one's better?
Both are good. I'd say they're both prequels, and since they're immigrants, Nick, this is why they have the story and the family tree that results. 1886 is a little slower,
Yeah.
but I really liked it. It's a little more. They're all kind of play on the emotions, but I would say 1886 is when they're just coming across the prairie and the Oregon Trail.
Oh, yeah.
And so very violent.
Oh.
Surprise.
Well, if it takes after Yellowstone.
1923 is the new one that has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford, and they're on the ranch.
Yep.
I would say that one's a little faster paced and good too, because there's this simultaneous storyline that's in Africa where one of the boys are. And so at this time in 1923, I guess they're trying to call them back. It'll take 6 months. If you want to be in Africa, like in those countries doing the stuff, and then you want to suddenly be in Montana, it'd take like half a year to make that travel happen. I really like 1923.
Doesn't Harrison Ford play John Dutton's dad? Is that how it is?
I think that sounds right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then we laugh too, because Harrison Ford, if you look up the history, he like has a pilot's license.
Yeah.
But he like bumps his planes into things all the time.
Well, that's why he has the scar on his chin. It's because he crashed his plane.
He's gotten yelled at for like landing in front of like a jet.
Yeah.
He's like landed on a golf course.
Yeah.
He's like ran into another plane and clipped one. He's been in like 5 airplane accidents.
He still has a license.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Are you going to take Harrison Ford's flight license away? 'Cause I'm not.
I'm not going to touch him.
This was not the most important part of our conversation, but kind of a...
So with all that said, how old do you think Kevin Costner is?
Guests can go first. Brendan, how do you think?
62.
All right, I'll go 64.
He is 68, so you guys both just
You're
barely
off to a
missed.
0-0.
Yeah, I know. You took it away from me again. Last time I played this game, I lost.
Did I beat you last time?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
know. I'm
Where?
only not that great, but we only have 2 other birthdays today.
Next up, we have Dave Bautista, the former WWE wrestler turned actor. Well, I guess they're both actors in WWE as well.
Those are kind of the similar
I was gonna say,
professions.
I have no idea, but that's quite the pocket square. It goes well with his dress shirt. All right, let's see here. I have no idea, but I'll say 40.
I think he's more 50.
It's 50 year.
50 is my thing, yeah.
He's 54, so just.
All right. Hey, look at me.
Nope, you don't get a point, though.
Oh.
It's supposed to be a point within 3 years.
I guess did we change the rules since the last
No,
time?
but I think he would have an honorary point since I was a decade off, and he was just a
You were a ways off.
If you guys both get 0, we'll give you the win since you were.
I didn't know there were new
close.
rules to this game.
Well, the math got too hard for Nick.
Okay. I see.
And the other way, but yeah, they did change the rules up. We have one other birthday, and thanks to all of our viewers for watching to make this show possible.
The last one is Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother, for getting shot at Sarah Marshall. I feel like it's been a while since he's been in anything.
I think you have the honor if you'd like to go first.
He's been around a while. 51.
I'll do the under and say 48.
He's 43. So again,
We both lost.
We have really done it today.
I hope Jason Segel isn't listening.
so I mean, the closest we got was 4 years.
Well, I would believe that our guest was more accurate today. So congratulations on being better, but we did kind of tie with 0 points for both of us. That sets a record in and of it on its own, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Chief, thank you for taking the time.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I think there's a link to the fire station Facebook page. We will stick that in the chat so you can follow the volunteer fire department and know when their other events are, such as the golf event and the dance.
That's correct.
And then mark your calendar for next year for the pancake event. Thanks for watching Washington Live. We'll see you on our Friday show.